Hello, everyone. It's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So, as you know, Thursday means it's Fishbowl Thursday here in Instant Deck Tech Land, and we have something sweet this week. This is our first ever Pauper Fishbowl Thursday, and we're looking at a super spicy brew. This is Infinite Life Sultai. Comes to us from Sansagold, who submitted it through Twitter. So thank you, Zanzigold, for submitting a super cool deck. If you want your own deck considered for a future Fishbowl Thursday, make sure to leave a link in the comments, or you can email me at saffronolive@mtggoldfish.com. So let's talk Infinite Life Sultai for Pauper. So to really understand this deck, we got to walk through the combo step by step. So piece number one of the puzzle is Ivy League Denizen. 4 mana, you get a 2/3. The big deal here is, though, that whenever another green creature enters a battlefield under our control, we get to put a +1/+1 counter on something. So how do you abuse Ivy League Denizen in Pauper? Well, the next step is persist creature. So we have two different green persist creatures. Safehold Elite, just a 2 mana 2/2, and then Renclaw Troll, a 3 mana 2/2 with Wither on top of persist. So you probably see where this is going. So let's say we have Ivy League Denizen and a Safehold Elite out. If our Safehold Elite dies, it's going to go to the graveyard, then come back into play, and because we have Ivy League Denizen, we're going to be able to put a +1/+1 counter on it, which basically wipes out the -1/-1 counter from persist. So our Safehold Elite is just like eternal. It just keeps coming back again and again and again from the graveyard, so we can use it to block and things like that. But if we add another piece to the puzzle, a sacrifice outlet, then we can start to go infinite. So Carrion Feeder and Viscera Seer give us sacrifice outlets for our persist creatures. So if we have Ivy League Denizen with one of our persist creatures and a sack outlet, we have infinite enter the battlefield triggers. We sack Safehold Elite, it comes back into play. Ivy League Denizen puts a counter on it to get rid of the -1/-1 counter, so we can just do it over again, which means with Carrion Feeder, we have an infinitely big creature. We just keep sacking, keep putting counters on it. It's eventually going to be a million, and we can win that way. With Viscera Seer, we get to scry through our deck and find our missing combo piece, and there's one more piece that we need to really go infinite in far as life, and that is Essence Warden. So once we get infinite enter the battlefield triggers, if we have an Essence Warden out, we also just gain infinite life. So every time we go through the Safehold Elite loop, sacking it, going to the graveyard, coming back, negating the counter with Ivy League Denizen's ability, we're going to gain a life as we go through that loop. So the end result is we are going to gain millions of life, whatever life you want to choose, which means it's going to be really hard for our opponent to win once we get this set up. So this is kind of like the Pauper version of the old Malira combo decks or the Anafenza combo decks that used to be popular in Modern, but with all commons in a really cool way of going about it. The rest of the deck, Wirewood Herald is really key because when it dies, it tutors for an elf, so we can sack it, which means we can get Ivy League Denizen or Essence Warden or Safehold Elite. So it gives us a lot of redundancy with our main combo pieces. And then we have a few non-combo cards. So Secure Tribe Elder just fixes our 3-color mana base. Muldrifter and Tragic Lesson keep us cycling through our deck to find more combo pieces. Faceless Butcher and Tragic Slip give us a little bit of removal to deal with our opponent's creatures. And then we have a ton of cards that get creatures back from our graveyard. So Grapple with the Past, Mills 3 lets us get a creature or land back, so it helps us find our combo pieces. Grim Harvest lets us repeatedly get back creatures thanks to the recover mechanic. Reaping the Graves can get back a whole bunch of creatures. And then Undying Evil kind of saves a creature from the battlefield. Works really well with Muldrifter and the ability to give it Undying, so it comes back into play, draws us even more cards. But it can also just save one of our key combo pieces from a targeted removal spell. So we have a lot of ways to fight through our opponent's removal with our combo pieces, because that's the way we're going to win the game. We don't have any big crazy finish, which is pretty typical of a Pauper deck. We're looking to eventually get the combo set up and gain so much life that our opponent just basically can't win, and then we can win at our leisure with Muldrifters or whatever threats we happen to have. So being able to get back our combo pieces from the graveyard, really important to that plan. Mana base wise, Pajuka Bog for graveyard hate, Mortuary Mire, another way to get creatures creatures back from the graveyard. Colony Garden, just a one-of, makes a chump blocking plant. Then we have Evolving Wilds, a bunch of basic lands, a bunch of Pauper dual lands. In the sideboard, we have a bunch of removal options. Caustic, Caterpillar, good artifact hate spell for this deck because we can keep getting it back from the graveyard with all those cards we were talking about. Innocent Blood, another way we can kill a creature. Shrivel to deal with a bunch of tokens. Mesmeric Fiend gives us kind of a Pauper Thoughtseize almost, able to pick a card out of our opponent's hand. Dispel to protect our combo. Then we have Life Goes On for aggro just to gain a bunch of life. And Penumbra Spider, I'm guessing, is our Delver hate card, giving us a reach blocker. Blocks Delvers. If it dies, we get the Spider. Not really good against bounce in specific, but it's very good against removal like Lightning Bolt or Doomblades or anything like that. And that is Infinite Life Sultai for Pauper. And I should mention, only $18 for ticks on Magic Online. So if you want to try this one out, it's literally the cost of one booster pack on Magic Online. So you can't really go wrong if you want to test out this super spicy Infinite Life Sultai deck. As I mentioned before, if you want your own deck featured on a future edition of Fishbowl Thursday, make sure to leave me a link. Email me, saffronolive@mtggoldfish.com. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.